Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Full Potential Show. I'm James Rick, and this is your number one non-boring source for personal development. And today on the line, we have Kristen Moeller, author of Waiting for Jack. She's also host of a radio show, very popular, What Are You Waiting For? And the theme for today's show is how to start 2012 with a bang. We're going to talk about how the first three of you will get a copy of Waiting for Jack at the end of the show, so you want to hang on for that. A little bit about Kristen. Kristen first discovered her passion for personal development after recovering from her own serious eating disorder and addiction to drugs and alcohol as a young adult. Kristen Moeller received her master's degree in mental health counseling. She now joins us to share the insights from her book, Waiting for Jack, and all the insights she's gleaned from interviewing experts and celebrities on her radio show, What Are You Waiting For? Kristen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
Well, it's wonderful to have you, and I'm glad we didn't have to wait for you too long.
I know.
All right, so let's dive in. We want to talk about how to start 2012 with a bang, but before we do, I know that the insights on how to do that are from your book, Waiting for Jack. So tell me about Waiting for Jack. What is that book all about?
Well, yes, it's about waiting for Jack. And Jack.
Wow. Well, that is very insightful, very deep.
Well, it really is. I mean, it's about waiting, why we wait in life and look outside ourselves for answers. And that what I found is humans do this. We all do this in some way, shape, or form, in subtle ways that are hidden from our view, and then some kind of obvious ways where we actually know that we are waiting. And so I caught myself waiting for Jack, and Jack is Jack Canfield, literally, and Jack is also a metaphor for all the ways we wait. Thus, the titles of the chapters are things like Jack of all trades, master of none, is about our search for career and purpose and how we wait for the perfect career, thinking once we find that, we'll surely be happy. Jack in a box is how we limit ourselves. You don't know Jack is being willing to let go of all we think we know. So I had the good fortune to be waiting for someone named Jack, and then had the ability to take off on all these topics and areas that we wait.
All right, so I'm intrigued.
Yes.
So who is this Jack fellow that you were actually waiting for? Jack Canfield, you said?
Literally Jack Canfield, yes.
And so what were you waiting for? What was going on there?
That's a fine question, sir. So I had been in the field of personal development for now 22 years. So at that point, 19 or so. And I had, as you said, recovered from a serious eating disorder, addictions when I was younger, and was on a path and living a good life, but there was still always something missing. I felt like I was here to do more, and I wanted more out of my life. I wanted this adventure. I wanted some excitement. I wanted to make a difference on a big scale. And Jack Canfield came into my life through his book, actually, The Success Principles. I read his book, did a vision exercise, really created my life on a whole nother level, started to put it on paper, what I wanted, started to create my dreams. And then he came to speak in Denver. I went to see him speak. He did an exercise in front of 800 people, held up a $100 bill, said, "Who wants this?" I jumped up out of my chair, ran up on stage, and grabbed it out of his hand. And he said, "Yes, that's it. You can't sit around waiting for what you want in life. You have to be willing to go for it." So then I thought, I'm going to be bold again. And I asked him for his personal email address, and he gave it to me. And I started this email mentorship with him where I would write him lengthy emails of my life and dreams. I mean, long emails. And he would always write me back very nice one-liners like, "Keep thinking and playing bigger. It's much more fun that way. Love, Jack." And then what happens for most human beings is inspiration fades, and things start to not sound like such a good idea anymore. And my life just it wasn't bad again, but it just kind of got smaller. I just let go of some of those dreams. I lost some of that inspiration, that drive. I stopped emailing Jack. Now 6 months went by, and I had this thought, if I get back in touch with him, I will have that juice again, that buzz, that excitement, that connection. So I sent him an email, and I didn't hear from him. And I sent him another email, and I didn't hear from him. And in the middle of a family celebration, celebrating my dad's 70th birthday, I was sneaking into my room to check my email, doing the compulsive send, receive, send, receive, send, receive. And I had this epiphany, stopped me dead in my tracks. I thought, what am I doing? What am I doing? And then why am I waiting? And I thought, why am I waiting for Jack? And it was like, waiting for Jack. I'm going to write a book.
Ooh, that's very clever. And so did Jack ever email you?
Yes. Well, then, yes. So I got into action. And I jumped into this book. And I had never written a book before in my life, and I was terrified beyond belief, but I was so committed. And I knew that my inspiration would fade, so I knew I needed to jump into action. Wrote a book proposal, and then a few months later, I actually had the opportunity to be somewhere where Jack was again, and asked him to write my foreword, and he did.
Oh,
so,
wow.
So it kind of came full circle.
How cool. Now,
Yes.
now, so this whole waiting for Jack business, I mean, it was almost like a Zen lesson, you know? It was like, you didn't get the message from the master because that was the message. You're waiting for Jack.
Yes, exactly.
So
Very good.
That's funny. Yeah. And when you were telling me, I was like, man, he was just sending you autoresponders. Like you were mailing, and he's sending these one-liners that have no relation to what you're emailing. He's doing that to millions of people.
No, he was actually very sweetly responding, and I do have still a nice email connection with him, and I've gotten to actually go on vacation with him and have, a nice relationship with him. He's a wonderful man, but exactly. I mean, thankfully he's as busy as he was and didn't email me back, because otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you today. I wouldn't have a book. I wouldn't have done all these things that I've done if I hadn't been waiting for him. And just like you said.
Who knew it was like, wait for listen to the silence and you will get your answer.
Yeah.
All right. So waiting for Jack, and there's such an important lesson here for everybody is, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for to do what we know that we're here on this earth to do? Or what are we waiting for to find out what we're waiting for to know on this earth that we're supposed to do? What do you suggest are some of the key ideas that people can take away from this book that they can start applying in their life when they leave this interview? The things, because really, it's really a get off your ass kind of book. Like, get off your butt and stop waiting for Jack. What is it? What is it about this book that they can take away to start getting off their butt? Because there's obviously something that's holding them glued to their seat, so they're not getting off their butt. Yeah. What are some of the suggestions you have for folks?
Yes. Well, typically what I find holds us to our seat is fear, some way, shape, or form of fear. And we make it fancy and call it a lot of different things, but it's typically fear. And if you're like most of us, the fear is not going anywhere. So until we actually do something about it, we can't know that we can do something until we do something. I didn't know I could write a book until I wrote the book. It just, period. There was no way I could think myself through the whole process and believe I could do it until I did it. So what I say, the very first principle is simple actions can lead to extraordinary results.
Okay.
So today,
Go ahead. No, I want to restate what you said. You said two really bombshells here that I want people to really get. We can't know that we can do something until we do something. We don't have the references for what we're capable of doing until we do those, and then we have those references, and competence breeds confidence. So if you're not confident about doing something, do it, and then you'll be competent that you can do it.
Yes, and really, bless you if you are someone who doesn't suffer, struggle, or wonder, or doubt, or question yourself. Bless you. But most of us have these moments. I'm a public speaker, and I have fear that comes up every single time. The only way I know I can do it is because I keep doing it.
Yeah, and I think the human template is the same for everybody. Everybody is experiencing the same emotions. The difference is, how do people choose to respond to those emotions? Right,
because we don't like to be uncomfortable. So typically we avoid things that cause us discomfort, which means we avoid a lot of things that will lead to our dreams, that have us create the lives that we say we want to create. So the simple actions, I say just take one simple action today, even if it's something small, even if it's something, is just doing something out of the ordinary. I talk a lot in my book about disrupting the ordinary, and that just means really do something new. Do something that slightly creates a little bit of discomfort for you, slightly outside the box, but it can be something small. When I grabbed that $100 bill out of Jack's hand in front of 800 people, I was not thinking that however many years later I'd be here with you today, I'd have a best-selling book, I'd have my own radio show, I'd be doing all the things I'm doing. I was thinking, run,
100, I need it.
But it was a bold action, but it was a simple action. And that took my life in a completely different direction than where it was going. And it's brought it in this new and exciting direction.
And it was a simple shift. It was a simple shift, but it was something, like you said, you got out of your comfort zone and you then realized that's what you need to do more of.
Yes.
But at the time it was scary though, right?
Oh, it's terrifying.
Yeah. What the hell am I doing?
Yeah, exactly. And I am someone who is very open about the fears that I still have. That's apparently what I'm supposed to be doing here on earth, is sharing with people that I still get really afraid of a lot of things. And I do them anyway because I'm committed to something, because I know my commitment is bigger than my fear. And that's the next principle I would say. Honor your commitments. Just make commitments and honor them regardless of how you feel. You know, if I paid attention to how I feel, I would not leave my house. I would be lying on the floor, curled up in a ball a lot, you know? We're so, you know, yes, it's great to express our feelings and be in touch with them, but don't let them determine how you live your life. Allow them to give you access to something, to experience the beauty in life, but don't let it, because most of the time we feel like crap and we think we're losers. You know, and then we can go through life like, well, I don't want to do that. I don't want to ask for that. I don't want to, oh my gosh, what if I'll make a fool of myself? I'll, you know, piss someone off. That's inappropriate. I don't want to. What if I get rejected?
Yeah. There's that internal dialogue that's questioning, and it has our best interest in mind. But here's, you know, what you're saying is an important thing here, because, you know, often we'll hear, do what you feel, or listen to your body, listen to your emotions. But in the case where there's fear, fear is a distorting emotion. It is an unresourceful place to be as you're trying to contemplate doing something.
Yes.
So maybe listen to yourself when it's feelings of love and joy and your bliss. But these distorting emotions, don't listen to. Just, you know, move on. Ignore them.
Move on. Exactly. And then, like we said, only by doing do we show ourselves what we can do. And that's why I think writing a book is such a beautiful metaphor, because it's until I did that. Now I know. I'm writing my second book now, and I have all the doubts and fears and demons that come up, but I cannot completely be bought off by those because I've done it before, you know? And that's, I now coach authors in writing their own books. And it's like, and I love working with the people that are willing to kind of go to their edge and get in touch with that, the doubts and fears, because typically they're writing deeper books, in my opinion, than those who are not dealing with that. So they're willing to kind of play with that edge and then use that also to benefit their readers and to transform something for themselves that is also benefiting the world.
And it also goes back to your first point. If you're taking simple actions every day in spite of the fears, you are conditioning your mind, your body, and your soul to act in spite of fear.
Right.
So there's a powerful idea there too.
Yeah. New pathways. You know, we've got plenty of pathways that show us that we can't do things. So these are creating new pathways.
All right. So we've got one simple action a day. Honor your commitments regardless of how you feel and regardless of the fear you feel, I think is very specific. And what would you say is the third main idea for not waiting for Jack?
You know, the other one is, it's kind of around the topic of embracing your humanity, letting yourself be human and have all the human ups and downs and foibles and, you know, the dark side and the light side and the doubts and fears, you know, because it's just the way apparently we're made, you know, just like we've been talking about. For most of us, it's not going anywhere. So just allow that part of yourself to be there, and don't have to give it credence. Don't have to
judge it.
Exactly, not judge it. And then also, what if we could then grant ourselves that and then grant the rest of the world that? I mean, typically we go out in the world and there are a lot of humans not behaving that well, you know? And so what do? We judge it, we get righteous, you know, we get holier than thou, we're better than, you know, all of that. And then we're judging. So if we could actually bring that for ourselves and then bring that out into the world and just be kind. That's what I think.
Yeah. And embracing your humanity, you know that we have a certain instinctive template built in. It's okay to feel fear. It's okay to do some of the things that we do, because that's sort of what has allowed our ancestors to survive up till now. That's in the template. So honor that and be okay with it, but still consciously choose and decide which way you want to take your life in spite of the feelings and the foibles, like you said, and the human condition. And then recognize that everybody is operating as a function of those instinctive drives and doing their best in spite of those.
Yes.
So
well said. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, any final thoughts? I want to tell people where they can get a copy of the book and how to get some free copies. Any final thoughts before we dive into that?
You know, just that commit to take one simple action today. Just be willing to. Something simple, something little, something maybe scary, or just something. Just do something today. And then if you commit to take one action every single day for 2012, which is what I'm doing, I'm committing to take some action, even if it's not just forwarding something in my business or all of that. What if it's just being kind to a person when I don't feel like being kind? You know, what if it's just something like that? Every day for 2012, anyone want to take the challenge with me? You know, what kind of world could we have at the end?
The How to Start 2012 with a Bang challenge. It's on. One simple thing, one simple action every day. This is something that changed my life. Napoleon Hill was the first one who said, you know, don't let one day go by without doing one thing that, you know, is in alignment with your passion or your dream or whatever. And I was like 14 and I was like, crap. You know, a couple days have gone by and then I started to condition myself to not let one day go by. So it's a very, very powerful principle. We're going to talk about how to get 3 free copies of Waiting for Jack. Well, actually, you only get one. Don't be greedy. You get one. But if you're one of the first 3, you'll get a copy. How do they do that, Kristen? First 3, where should they contact you? Where should they go to get a free copy of Waiting for Jack if they're one of the first 3?
They should go to waitingforjack.com and they should put in their email address there and then make a note. And I'll see who comes through the 3 first. So they just make a little note. And we will see. So start your engine now.
Make a note that you came from the Full Potential Show. And if you really want it, like the $100 bill, go to the website now, waitingforjack.com, and reach out with your email and a little note that you came from the Full Potential Show. That is waitingforjack.com. And if you're not one of the first 3, you can still pick up the book there, right, Kristen?
Yes, there are links to where you can buy it, and you can also get a free chapter on the site, a free report about how to determine if you're being patient or simply being a chicken.
Okay, I like that. I like that one. Okay, so free report, how to know if you're being patient or you're being a chicken. You can also pick that up at waitingforjack.com.
Yes.
Okay, Kristen, it was a pleasure having you on the show, and I think that a very simple idea of how to start 2012 with a bang, doing something simple every day. And do you have anywhere that you're tracking this challenge? Because I think it's a wonderful idea.
Well, you know what? I'm just kind of creating the challenge right now because I think joining with other people to do the challenge is a really good thing. So send me an email because there's an author who wrote a book called 1,000 Mitzvahs, and I'm doing her challenge. So that's 1,000. It's basically doing random acts of kindness. And so mine's slightly different in saying take a simple action maybe towards your dream and all of that, because it could be just for you, but you could also join me in this other challenge. So send me an email if you want more information about that.
Absolutely. What's your email? Should we go to your website, Kristen?
Yeah, go to the website still. Okay. Yep. Go to the website. Send me a note.
Kristen Moeller, waitingforjack.com. Go to the website. Send her a note. Get a free copy of the book. And if you're not one of the first 3, why wait for Jack? Get the dang book, waitingforjack.com. And they can also tune into your radio show there as well, Kristen.
Yeah, a bunch of information about how to find me, how to follow me, all on Waiting for Jack.
All kinds of stuff in the report. Are you being patient? Are you being a chicken? Go there, check it out. And be sure and like and subscribe to the Full Potential Show so you can get more great insights from people like Kristen and freebies that you'll only find right here on the Full Potential Show. Everybody, have a wonderful afternoon. And Kristen, I know you're there in Colorado. You've got a wonderful home that has 100% solar power.
Yes, sir.
So you are in a good place, my friend. Enjoy yourself there. Take care.
Thank you very much. It's been great.
Okay, it's been great having you on. Take care.
Well, that concludes this week's episode of the Full Potential Show, your #1 non-boring source for personal development. I'm James Rick, and if you want to get more positive programming for your brain absolutely free on a weekly basis, just visit fullpotential.com.
If you like the Full Potential Show, you're going to love the Full Potential Club. What would you like most as a Full Potential Club member? Be 2 to 3 times more productive? Do what you're passionate about? Have more energy? Reduce your work hours? Travel the world? Enjoy an amazing lifestyle on a frugal budget? What if you could do them all? James Rick has been there and done it in ways that few people have. For anyone serious about taking their life or business to the next level, you know you've got to do more than just watch. You've got to do. Join James Rick and other like-minded people for an incredible $10 a month at fullpotential.com/club. Be educated. Be empowered. Be the best version of you. fullpotential.com/club. Try it free for 30 days.